We are back out at the garage. We spent a few days off for Labor Day. We actually didn't do much of anything, and it was great. What we're going to be working on right now is filling in the gable ends. Now I'm going to have to leave a gap here because I do have my catwalk still up here, so I'm not going to be able to do in between these 2x6 studs until I can take the until I take that catwalk down. So we're not going to be doing in there, but I can do all the way up to it and get that done. So we're going to try to get that done today. And all I'm using is cedar panels or cedar boards, the leftovers from the walls. So let's get to work. So it's been, I don't know, a couple hours, and I got some of this paneling up, but it's taking a little longer than I thought. We just had some lunch, had some hot dogs on the grill. Check it out, it's looking pretty good. Now this seam here, right here, this is gonna get a board across it so you won't see that seam. And then I'm also enclosing under here so you won't, all that like stairs stepping that you see, that'll be gone. This is what I meant earlier. I can't go any further than this point because I've still got the 2x6 scaffolding up here. But right now I'm over on this side and we're just kind of going along. We'll get to about here, then we'll switch to the back. All right, so as you can see, we got the front done. Again, I gotta wait on this section here until I take this catwalk down. But I also got some of the back done here. Unfortunately, we had some other things that we had to do today. Just kind of goes, with the territory living out here. There's always something to do, and big projects like this, despite us wanting to get them done as quickly as possible, sometimes they just take a little slower, and that's what's happening. But that's okay. We're getting there. We're almost done. Well, we're almost dried in. Man, would you believe that this damn chicken is broody again? Miss Babs. Yeah, you little butthead. Look at you. All you want to do is get in there and just go sit down and no eggs. Look at those back feathers. See how wide they are and poofed up they are? That is a clear-cut sign of a broody hen. We haven't had any of these other girls go broody yet. What about you, Miss Betty? No broodiness from you. Or from you, Shirley. But you are our all-star broody girl. Holy smokes. Unbelievable. Alright, so we're going to leave her out here being all upset, which is fine. I just don't want to let her in to the coop because all she's going to do is go sit down. So we're going to continue to do what has worked for us the last 3 times, and that is keep disrupting her. Make sure she is not having a good time. So that's what we'll do. All right, so I think we're about as done as we're going to be on the gable ends. So we've got the back side here done up. I guess I could put a couple more boards up there, but I'm just gonna wait until I get the roof on, and then I'll finish up the two gable ends. Got that one and that one there. So in a few days, our friend Alan is coming. He's gonna help us put the roof on this. And then once the roof is on, then I can go ahead and finish the gable ends, get those closed off. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some 2x6s, and I'm gonna start putting blocking in on the top plate and between each of the rafters. Once the roof is up, then I'll come back with some spray foam, spray around them to fill in any of the gaps. Just want to make sure that critters and weather stays out. So let's go ahead and get some blocking in there. Okay, so we got this side up here. Tomorrow we'll knock out this side. We're not doing traditional board and batten on this, but I am putting battens on these. But I'm putting lapping. And so I have to swing by the store tomorrow and pick that up. I got a call saying that it's in. So we've got to get that. And then we're going to go ahead and put lapping on the siding. So tomorrow, the plan, get the blocking in here and then start the lapping. So one of these days, this whole area out here is going to get converted to a field. We had that clear cut a couple years ago. Unfortunately, it's starting to grow in, but we'll get out there soon enough. Okay, so I'm going to try to set you up right there. I figured I should show you what we're doing, but you are actually sitting on the fascia. Any wrong move and you're going to go tumbling 10 feet. So I'm just going to show you this real quick, and then we'll get you guys out of the way there so you guys don't fall. Although if you do fall, I'm going to have to slow-mo that. This should be interesting. Unfortunately, my phone might take a beating. So anyways, we're going to put this thing in place with the hammer, get it in between these two rafters here. Show you. Yep. So between this rafter and this rafter. So I'm just going to pound that in, get it nice and tight. Okay, so now that I've pounded the blocking in between the two rafters, it's nice and tight. The next thing I need to do is I put my level on there to see where we're at as far as the level is concerned. I'm not looking for anything perfect. I just want it relatively straight or relatively level, so that's good. All right, so the next step here is I've got to go ahead and nail this board in. I'm going to take the nailer in this corner so it'll go through the rafter and into the blocking on both sides. And then what I'll do is put two nails in the face here into the top plate. I don't think I need it, but it's what I've done on other buildings that I've built with these blockings, so we're gonna do it. And yeah, so give me a second, let me nail this thing in. All right, so when it's all done, what it should look like is I've got a couple of nails here. I've got the two face nails that go into the top plate. Then I've got the two nails in here that go through this rafter. So that's it. That's how I install my blocking. Again, the reason we do this is to make sure that we don't get critters in here and keep the heat in. So we're not going to be insulating the building, but the roof will have bubble wrap on it. And since we are using a tin roof, we're going to be using some strapping up here that'll go along the length of the roof. And so once the roof is on, then what I'm going to do is spray foam the gap that'll be from the top of the blocking to the bottom of the roof. And so when it's all done, that's what it'll look like all the way around, which is pretty awesome. Now, like I said, the next step is to get the roof on. And when we do that, we're going to, well, not the next step. The next step is something else. I'll talk about that in a minute. But as far as the roof is concerned with my blocking, once I have the roof on, then I can go around and I can spray foam around the blocking here, and that'll seal it up. So I don't have to worry about critters. I don't have to worry about weather getting into the garage. However, the next step for me, if you look here, you can see daylight in between each of those boards. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that up. And the way that we're gonna do that is I've got some lapping. I'll show that in just a moment. And basically we're going to, they're gonna act as battens over the seams all the way around the building. But what we're using is this lapping. It's like 1.5 inches, really thin stuff. It's gonna go up here just like so, cover up all the seams. So it should look pretty nice. Got a bunch of lapping. Let's get it up on the walls. Doesn't look too bad. I think it's coming out real nice. Not a lot of contrast right now, but that's okay. You can kind of see the texture of the building right here. I like it. We had a neighbor come by for a little bit, and which is always nice. Nice to chat with our neighbors. But tomorrow we'll go ahead and finish all the strapping on the building. We'll get it up to the right up underneath the eaves there as well. A big fun-filled, packed day of putting up strapping.
Do you need backup?
No, I don't need backup. But if I'm outside and something happens, I'll scream. Be like, ah!
And then send the dogs out?
And then you can send the dogs out. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and my finger hurts like hell. Yeah, so I got a little Band-Aid on it. But yeah, I'm going to lose that. I'm going to lose that nail big time. It hurts like hell. So I can't even put just a little pressure on it.
Is it swollen or just?
It's not swollen. It's just very, very sore, very painful.
So if you're a pain in the butt, I just grab that finger.
Yeah, we're not doing that. So, all right, I'm heading out to go check and make sure there's no creepy crawlies.
Don't scream too loud.
I won't scream too loud. Jen was inside and she heard kind of a thud. Kind of a like metal hitting. So we're just gonna take a quick walk around the cabin, see if anything looks out of place. I honestly don't know what it could be that she heard. Really nothing out here. Nothing looks, like I said, out of the ordinary. And definitely looks like we may have some mice in our bucket trap. Alright, so I can tell that something was actually eating the peanut butter on our can. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but let's take a look. Okay, so I'm not going to show it, but there are 4 mice in our bucket trap under here. So the bucket trap is doing its job. We've got 5 mice total out of here so far. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this bucket out. We're going to go empty it in the fire pit and then reset it. So before I empty out the bucket trap underneath the cabin, I wanted to come take a look at our stoat trap. And it is still looking good. Now we have caught 3 mice out of this stoat trap so far since we've set it up, which is kind of cool. Ideally, you know, obviously we're looking for stoats, but we'll take whatever critter we can get because, you know, say what you want about mice, but they can be quite destructive. And so that's why we've got our bucket traps. So I mean, if a mouse gets in here, then so be it. We'll just get rid of it and reset the trap. And the whole idea here is to protect our homestead, protect our chickens from stoats. So yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna get this thing set up, and we're gonna go empty out the bucket trap under the cabin, and then we've got to get started on this garage. So I just got word that we're not gonna get the roof on this weekend like I had hoped. Unfortunately, it's supposed to rain on the day that we're supposed to do it. So we're just gonna have to weather the storm, and then a day or so later we'll get our friend Alan out here, and we'll get the roof on. I'm kind of bummed, but that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you just have to make do with what you have, and that includes the weather. And no matter what plans we make, we're completely dependent on how the weather is. And so we're just going to have to adjust our plans. The building's going to have to get wet one more time before we can get her dry. So, but that's okay. It is what it is. All right, so today we are going to work on the battens, getting these strips up. We've got a portion of this wall done, but we've got the rest of this building to do, so let's get to work. So we just had a hunter pull up. They're actually up. This is a hill here, and they're up on the hill. They're bear hunting right now. They just went up there to sit up there, and they're going to be up there till the sun goes down. But we're out here. We're hammering. I've got the nail gun going. I got the dogs out. They're doing their thing. Jen's doing her thing. We've got music playing. We're out here. We're having a great time today. We're working. Jen's harvesting and doing her canning stuff. I'm working on the garage. It begs the question, how polite do we need to be for the hunter? See, I know where he's at. I know where he's at up on this hill. And he's not very far. And if I had to guess, though I've never actually tried it, I suspect he can hear us. Should we be cognizant of that? Should we turn the music off? Maybe put the dogs inside? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Drop it down in the comments. Tell me what your opinion is on it. I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. I don't know if a hunter's going to like that opinion or not. I don't know. But here's my opinion. Once a year, during hunting season, the woods around us fill up with some hunters, right? I get that. But this is my home. We live here year-round. We're here all the time. I don't feel that it is my responsibility to make sure that you get a good hunt. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know what the hunting etiquette is, but I do know that we are far enough off the beaten path that I'm not going to put my dogs in just because they're going to bark. I'm not going to stop working on my garage because of the noise. That's just not, in my opinion, my responsibility to do. If you're going to hunt near somebody's homestead, I would think that you would have to work around them, right? I mean, you have to hunt around them, so you might as well be cognizant of the noise that they may be making. Now, I also know, as it pertains to this guy, he hasn't caught anything. The last couple of years, a couple of bear have been taken up on that hill, but we haven't heard any gunshots this year, and we have been working on the garage, and Jen has been doing the canning and working outside over in the garden. Has he not gotten a bear because of us? I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I feel for him, right? I mean, I empathize with him having to come out here every day, sit up on his stand and sit out there. But that's not my responsibility. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you folks think about that. Am I wrong? Should I put the dogs in? Should I maybe stop working on the garage while he's out there in the field or out, up on the hill over there hunting? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. No matter how good your best laid plans are, sometimes they change. And in today's case, that's exactly what's happening. I only have a few more boards left to put up. The lapping here, but looks like I'm almost out of lapping. Let's see, I got enough for 1, 2. Now I've got some half pieces and broken pieces to see if I've got enough maybe to finish this section. But I spoke to the store that I'm buying stuff from. They'll have some new stuff in a couple days, so we'll be able to get another bundle or two then. But we're going to go ahead and try to finish this up with what we have and then call it a day on the garage. Tomorrow we're coming in. Alan, our friend from My Maine Cabin Life, is coming to help us put that roof on. So that's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait for that. Tuesday we'll get the rest of this lapping, finish putting that on. Got a couple of trim pieces to put on. And then we're going to build some doors. And then we're done. We're done with the framework and the building of our garage. Hey folks, so I just wanted to let everybody know that, and I've talked about this in the past, but we do have our website up, and Jen has been, we've been putting up pumpkins that Jen has been making. These are handmade, the same material that she makes her chunky blankets out of. She's been making these really awesome pumpkins. For those of you folks who have already purchased one, thank you so much. You are really making Jen's day. Yeah, so check out our website. It's www.hanbleceya ranch.com. You can find our tumblers there with our Hanbleceya Ranch engravings. And you can also find different blankets that Jen has made in addition to her winter hats and, of course, the pumpkins. Now, she's also going to start dabbling in the snowmen and into some scarves. So stay tuned for those.